In a world where love, destiny, and courage collide, these are the K-dramas that defined our hearts this year. From stories of second chances to unforgettable heartbreaks, from fantasy worlds to powerful real-life struggles, every series here is a masterpiece you need to experience. Whether you're into heart-fluttering romance, dark revenge, or deep emotional healing, these dramas deliver it all. Stunning performances, powerful chemistry, and stories that linger long after the final episode. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into the top 10 K-dramas that made us laugh, cry, and fall in love all over again. Because sometimes one drama is all it takes to remind you what it means to feel. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's explore the top 10 K-dramas that define 2025. 10. Love for love's sake. In a world where reality and fantasy collide, one gamer's heart is about to be tested. Meet Kim Woo-jin, a high school student who spends his days escaping into his favorite dating simulation game. But one day, fate hits the reset button. He wakes up inside the game, forced to live as the very character he once controlled. What begins as a lighthearted adventure soon turns into a touching journey of friendship, love, and rediscovering himself. Every choice he makes, every emotion he feels, starts to blur the line between what's real and what's not. Bright, nostalgic, and deeply emotional, Love for Love's Sake reminds us that even in a world built on fiction, the feelings that grow are truly real.
서영 사랑해.
9. Karma. Starring Park Hae-soo, Shin Min-ah, Lee Hee-jun, Kim Sung-kyun, Lee Kwang-soo, and Gong Seung-yeon. Karma dropped on April 4, 2025 on Netflix. Imagine 6 lives tied together by fate, secrets, and irreversible deals. There's Park Jae-young, Lee Hee-jun, drowning in debt, desperate enough to plan murder for his own gain. Then there's Jang Gil-reong, Kim Seung-kyun, pushed into darkness after losing everything. Kim Byum-jun, Park Hae-soo, is the witness to a horrifying accident, and his choices bind him to a cruel cycle. Meanwhile, Lee Joo-yeon, Shin Min-ah, a doctor haunted by past trauma, is forced to face what she thought she'd buried. What starts as individual pain becomes a knife-sharp web of lies, betrayal, and justice. As each character's worst decisions lead them deeper into guilt, Karma asks, can you escape your past, or will it always catch up to you? Intense, morally gray, and built with constant tension, Karma isn't just about what goes around, it's about what stays. 8. Melo Movie. Meet Ko-gyum, a movie lover whose life once skirted the edges of the screen, working as an extra, watching every film he could. His dream? To be more than just someone in the background. Then there's Kim Woo-bi, a director shaped by both love and hate for cinema. A complicated bond with her father, and questions about what art really means to her. Years ago, fate drew them close. An unexpected incident ripped them apart. Now, 5 years later, Ga-eum moves in next door. Suddenly, the past isn't past anymore. Every glance, every word between them carries old wounds and hope. As Jim tries to bridge their separation, Woo-bi must decide, can she trust again? Their reunion isn't just about romance. It's about healing grief, chasing dreams, and learning that sometimes, to love someone else, you have to first forgive yourself. With supporting stories like Hong Si-jun and Sun Joo-ah re-meeting through art, Melo Movie is a softly powerful journey about second chances, family, and believing you deserve more than just memories. 7. The Haunted Palace. In Joseon's Grand Palace, destiny summons Yo-ri, a young woman born with shamanic gifts she refuses to accept. She trades ritual for something quieter, crafting eyeglasses, until fate drags her back in. Her first love, Yoon Gap, played by Yuk Sung-jae, once noble and kind, is now possessed by an imugi, a 1,000-year-old serpent spirit named Gang Cheol, trapped in his body. The palace walls echo with restless ghosts, Palchuk-gui, Susel-gui, Waitari-gui, each spirit burning with grievance and unfair loss. As malevolent forces claw closer, Yo-ri must confront her heritage, accept her power, and face what she once buried. She joins King Lee-jung, Kim Ji-hoon, a ruler with reformist dreams, in unraveling the spirit's revenge plot before the palace, and all she loves are consumed. This is the Haunted Palace, where folklore meets romance, love battles otherworldly strife, and every ghost is more than a shadow. 6. Good boy. Once Olympic gold meant everything to them. Now, medals are memories, replaced by badges, sirens, and the fight for justice. This is good boy. Meet Yoon Dong-ju, Park Bo-gum, a former boxing champion whose glory faded under life's harsh blows. Beside him is Ji Han-na, Kim So-hyun, once a shooting star of sport, now a cool-headed police officer with her own past to reconcile. Together with other ex-medalists, they form the Special Criminal Investigation Team, a ragtag squad recruited to use their athletic skills to slam down crime. But fighting criminals isn't as simple as dodging punches or hitting targets. They face corruption, injustice, and enemies who wield power and secrets, not just fists. Dong-ju learns that his strength alone won't cut it. Heart, trust, and sacrifice matter just as much. Over 16 explosive episodes aired May 31st to July 20th, 2025. Good Boy proves that when life knocks you down, the fight back is worth every scar. 5. Newtopia. This is Newtopia, where love, survival, and chaos collide in the heart of Seoul. Meet Lee Jae-yoon, Park Jong-min, a late enlisted soldier riddled with anxiety, longing, and the pressure of expectations. Across town is Kang Young-ju, Ji-soo, a rookie engineer navigating the world of adult work, love, and the fear of losing something real. They argue, they break up, and then the world as they know it collapses. A zombie outbreak rips through Seoul, turning streets into nightmares, high-rise defense posts into battlegrounds. Each fights, not just against the undead, but against their own regrets, doubts, and the distance between them. Jae-yoon must rise as a leader of his squad. Young-ju must grow stronger in the face of horror. Driven by the desperate hope of reunion, every step, every risk, every terror brings them closer, or tears them apart. Newtopia isn't just about surviving zombies. It's about whether love can still find a way when everything else has fallen. 4. Queen of Tears. They were the power couple everyone envied. Baek Hyun-woo, born in Yeongdeuri, sharp-witted legal mind, now legal director of Queen's Group, and Hong Hae-in, heiress, the cold yet commanding queen of her family's retail empire. Their fairy tale begins humbly, interns who fall in love despite different worlds. But 3 years into marriage, the separation between them is louder than any wedding speech. Hyun-woo is worn down by expectations and distance. Hae-in carries the crown and burden of her family legacy. Just as Hyun-woo's thoughts turn toward divorce, Hae-in reveals a devastating secret. She has a rare brain tumor and only a few months left. Her illness becomes their turning point, or their undoing. Desperate, they chase cures. One risky surgery abroad that might save her life, but at the price of everything she remembers. As memories blur and truth twists, they must decide. Is love enough when dreams, identity, and memories are at stake? Queen of Tears shows that the most beautiful relationships are not defined by perfect moments, but by what stays when everything else falls apart. Hope, regret, and an undying wish to love again, even when time is ticking. 3. The Trauma Code, Heroes on Call. Meet Baek Kang-hyuk, played by Joo Ji-hoon, a trauma surgeon hardened by war, whose hands have saved lives in crisis zones around the world. He returns to Seoul, summoned by a challenge, to rebuild a hospital's fractured trauma system. At Hankook University Hospital, the trauma unit is stretched thin. Resources are scarce, staff are worn, the hospital brass doubts the cost. But Kang-hyuk, blunt and bold, doesn't just want to heal bodies, he wants to heal a broken system. He takes under his wing Yang Jae-won, Chu Young-woo, a top student with a moral compass, and Cheon Jang-mi Ha-young, a dedicated nurse caught between care and chaos. They're thrust into high-stakes situations, helicopter rescues, crushing multi-car wrecks, budget battles, life-or-death surgeries. But trauma medicine isn't just about skill, it's faith under pressure. When every second counts, every decision weighs on their souls. Kang-hyuk must fight hospital politics, financial constraints, and his own past, while pushing his team past fear and exhaustion. Weak Hero Class 2. Park Ji-hoon returns as Yeon Si-eun, the brilliant but fragile scholar who thought the worst was behind him. After losing his best friend to school violence and being expelled from his previous school, Si-eun transfers to Yoonjang High, hoping for a fresh start. But peace is just an illusion here. At Yoonjang, the powerful student gang called the Union rules by fear. Led by harsh bullies like Choi Hyo-man and Na Baek-jin, they make life hell for anyone who can't or won't fight back. Si-eun doesn't have brute strength, But what he has is a sharp mind, precision, and a moral fire that won't be snuffed out. He forms alliances with new classmates, Park Hyo-min, Seo Jun-tae, Go Hyun-tak, misfits who carry their own scars. Together, they decide that some fights, though terrifying, are worth the risk. As the union's cruelty escalates, threats, humiliation, physical violence, Seon must decide, stay hidden in his past, or become something stronger than his fears. Because sometimes being weak in appearance doesn't mean you're powerless. One lovely runner. When fate gives you one more chance, what would you change? Kim Hye-yoon plays Im-sol, a girl who once found hope through her favorite idol, Ryu Sun-jae, played by Beon Woo-seok. But when tragedy strikes and Sun-jae dies, Sol is shattered, until she mysteriously wakes up in her teenage years before everything went wrong. Armed with memories of the future, she vows to save him, even if it means rewriting her destiny. But every choice she makes ripples through time, turning love into a race against fate. Lovely Runner is a heart-stirring journey of second chances, laughter, and the kind of love that dares to defy destiny. And that's it for today's list. 10 stories that made us laugh, cry, and fall in love all over again.